You're listening to the Intuitive Souls Podcast. I am your host, Erica Russo, psychic medium and intuitive development coach. This show is all about giving you the conversations, tools, and wisdom you need to live life the intuitive way. Whether you are waking up, wanting to develop your intuition and connection to spirit, or wanting to live a more magical life, I got you covered. I give you grounded, practical, and insightful content that helps you wake up, level up, and connect with your soul. I'm excited you are here. Let's wake up together.
Hello, welcome to the Intuitive Souls Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm really excited that you are here. If you are an OG and you keep coming back, you keep learning, growing, listening, learning to trust your intuition, bringing your intuition into your creativity, into your business, into your life, setting intentions, living every day with intention. I love you. You're amazing. You're incredible. Don't fucking forget that. I know that our monkey minds can get in the way sometimes, but just remember, you got this. It's good. Don't go so crazy on figuring out what self-help book you need to do next, what shadow work you have to do, what coach or what course you have to take. You have all the answers within you. You are perfect exactly the way you are at this moment in time. Give yourself some grace. Seriously. I remember more than once finding myself in a place where I had all of these courses that were, halfway done. And I have a collection of books anywhere from, Louise Hay to Deepak Chopra to A Course in Miracles. And it can get so overwhelming to the point where you just kind of want to throw in the towel. We are always trying to seek the answers to our own healing and to our purpose. And really our purpose is to just live. That's it. It's to live. It's to experience the good, the bad, the ugly. Find the things that light us up and do more of it. Speak from our hearts, open our soul, and just be. That's our purpose. It's probably the most popular question that I had when I was doing psychic and mediumship readings was like, why am I here? What's my purpose? And I don't think I got any popularity awards when I said your purpose is to live. Your purpose is to feel the feelings and to find the things that light you up and do more of them. Our purpose is joy. That's it. Whether your joy is strumming a guitar on a lake or I don't know, walking in the middle of the woods with your dog or opening up your own wine company, whatever it is, that's your purpose. God, our spirit guides, everything, they use what lights us up to bring us to where we're supposed to go. So just remember that. That's my little nugget of wisdom for this week. If you are enjoying this episode, or if you are enjoying this series, I should say, if you can head on over to iTunes real quick and write a review. Those reviews allow me to get this podcast to the ears that need to hear it. And now more than ever, I think we can all agree that these conversations, these tools can really help a lot of people. And we really need people to go within, find gratitude, find themselves, find that connection that has been within them all along, and live their life the way they want to live it. Before I go off on a little bit more of a tangent, make sure you send a screenshot or a photo to me at hello@ericarusso.co, no M, and I'm going to send you one of my new guided meditations or subliminals from my new library. Okay. I have a bunch. Oh my God. I don't know what I put in there. I put a lot in there. I think that there's like 30 or something subliminals and guided meditations, everything from taking your power back meditation, which was super powerful, to cord cutting, to mediumship subliminals. If you're interested in grabbing this whole library and having lifetime access to it, get on my email list or use the link in the show notes to grab it for $37 right now, probably for the next couple of days. I would love for you to have these tools to spicing up your meditation game, to spicing up your personal development. Subliminals are, if you know me, subliminals are one of my favorite tools for personal growth. I essentially just put them on when I'm doing dishes or working on my laptop. You don't really hear any of the affirmations. They're on a very low volume, but it's essentially rewiring your subconscious mind to think more positively while you're killing two birds with one stone. I mean, I don't know about you, but sign me up. So again, if you're interested in grabbing the Meditation and Subliminal Library for $37, I have the link in the show notes for you. So that's it for right now. So this episode is actually really exciting because this is the first time ever that I am opening up mentoring sessions for the podcast listeners. If you are interested in being mentored by me, which will be recorded and on a future episode, you can head on over to ericarusso.co and submit an application. Today, I connect with a Intuitive Life Society member, Kathleen Stark, who is a wonderful therapist, a very intuitive woman, and we go into kind of stepping out of the spiritual closet and, you know, the fear around it, because God only knows that I've been there and I know how hard it is. So I was happy to have this opportunity to connect with her because I'm sure that there's people listening that have similar circumstances. So I hope that this episode helps, this connection helps. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed connecting with Kathleen. If you are interested in, again, if you're interested in being coached by me and having it be recorded, I'd love to connect with you. Just head on over to ericarusso.co and submit an application. If I think that it's a good fit, I will send you an invite to schedule a session with me. With that being said, I hope you enjoy this episode. If you are dealing with something similar, just keep your ears open, your heart open, and just listen. Sometimes when someone else is getting coached, there are so many messages that are for you. And I hope that that helps whoever needs to hear it. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I will see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm really, really excited for this week's episode because, as you guys know, I have the Intuitive Life Society, and it has some really incredible healers and psychics and intuitives there. And one of them's with me right now, Kathleen. Thank you so much for being here. This is really going to be a mentor coaching session, guys. And I mean, Kathleen, for just showing up for yourself and for your own healing, like it's huge. We were just talking about it, and I was saying that sometimes, you know, being the mentor, the coach, the healer, the reader, whatever we want to call ourselves, sometimes it's the biggest thing that we can do for our clients and for the people that hear us and listen to us and work with us, is just being seen. Showing them that it's okay to be human, showing them that healing is not linear, that we go through shit and we have to work through it. So tell me what has been going on with you. Tell me why you're here today and how I can help.
Well, the past year I've been really leaning more into being that healer, intuitive person where I feel a lot of energy, my clear senses. I know that I'm an empath, but I'm also in a clinical space. I'm a therapist, which makes it tricky to be with that type of energy and trying to stay very clinical. And it doesn't work for me per se. And when I'm now having conversations outside in the community, I was met just a few weeks ago with someone that really challenged my identity by saying that she could talk to me because of I could be this intuitive or this psychic person because she's a Christian, and if I'm a psychic, she can't even be having a conversation with me. And it brought up so much fear of judgment that I thought, do I have to stay closed off again? Do I need to put all this away? Is this a conversation I can no longer have because of that professional part of me? And now I don't want to do that because I'm tired of hiding. It's exhausting. People think it's like, oh, you just don't say anything. It's heavy. But I don't want to carry that. I want to be who I am. And I got into being a therapist because I love helping people. And when I say helping, it's facilitating. I'm not doing the healing they are. I'm just there as someone guiding them through it. And if I'm guiding them, I need to also be guiding myself and getting the help that I need and mentoring to go
Mhm.
through this because this has been hard. And being part of ILS, whew, girl, talk about some healing. Right up on the floor, crying.
Yeah, that
But
can.
it um, has opened up my abilities to guide other people more. And I had no idea how I was disconnected until I started being a member of ILS. So thank you, because it's shown me what I need to be doing for myself, being a person in a professional realm. And so I need guidance on how to do that. What does this look like now, being in the community with who I am for the future part of my career, I guess. I want to intertwine that. I don't want to put it away anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely tough. And what I'm just going to say what's coming to my mind. Is there maybe some past life stuff that is intertwined with this? Absolutely. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I don't believe that, any past life trauma is making these experiences because the experience that you had when you were talking to this, judgmental religious person, it was pretty intense. It was a very physical, uh, um, energetic energetic attack, right? You really got really worried and you were dealing with anxiety and everything like that. That to me, because it was such a real moment in this life, there's something here in this life that we need to work through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fear of judgment.
Yeah, it's the fear of judgment.
It's fear of judgment. I knew it was happening, the fear of
Yeah,
judgment.
yeah. Do you think that you have ever been judged even prior to coming out of the spiritual closet by other people?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like even from a young age there's been judgment within your life?
Yes. Being a sensitive child, I was always known as the sensitive one, the dramatic one, the emotional one, uh, the one that, my mom was like overprotective of me and tell me, well, because you're sensitive, I have to be this way with you. People hurt you. And I was just always, I was like bubble wrap because I'm the sensitive one in the family.
Mm.
And that was hard.
So do you feel like the fear of judgment, the fear of, I don't want to say ridicule, but really being judged by others, has this been a lifelong trend for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just became part of me, you know.
Hmm.
Oh, it's Kathleen, she just overreacts. Oh, she gets overheated when, things don't go her way. But learning more and more about being sensitive has taught me that when there's changes in my environment, I do react.
Hmm.
But it was told to me that I was overreacting. I'm too sensitive. I'm too emotional. Stop it.
Mm. Yeah. I think that I can say, yeah, that's definitely true. As a sensitive kid myself and someone who I really wore my heart on my sleeve, it was always about what will people think of me.
Hmm. Hmm.
So really, even before you came out of the spiritual closet, so to speak, and started embracing your intuition and your psychic abilities and everything like that, that fear was still there.
Hmm. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
This seems to me that this instance with this woman who holds a lot of judgment upon psychics and intuitives seemed like a massive test for you.
Oh, 100%. I was even in my car driving to work going, okay, universe, what is this?
Yeah.
It was hard. I mean,
Yeah.
and when I got to work and had a full anxiety attack in front of the office manager, she's like, I've never seen you like this. I said, because I don't show this to people. You know? She's like,
Yeah.
I'm shocked. But I do feel like it was a test. I felt like it definitely was a test. I meditated for like a half hour after that because I had
Yeah.
to see clients for the afternoon and was like, I need to be in a better place. And fear of judgment just kept coming up. Fear of judgment, fear of judgment.
Yeah. So now I have a question for you. Do you think, as a human being, just
Mhm.
as a muggle, have you ever judged somebody?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I've had to own a lot of that. I've had a journal about that part of myself that I wasn't so proud of, you
Mm,
know? And what came out of that was when I judged others, it was truly because I was scared or threatened or there was something there that I just didn't understand. And
yeah.
now I'm learning like be very mindful because
Mhm.
everyone's going through something. Everyone has their own belief system.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And here's the thing, judgment, the spiritual community, I think, they're all, we don't judge, we don't judge, we don't judge. I think that's a little bit of bullshit because
Oh,
unfortunately, judgment, regardless of how spiritual you are, regardless of how enlightened you are, it is part of the human experience.
mhm.
It's a disconnection from love. That's really what it is. It's a disconnection from who we truly are at the core, and how we are all one. We all are connected. And it's just an indication when we feel judgment, when we are a victim of judgment. It's just us making sure we understand that it's just a lack of love. It's
Mhm.
just a disconnection from love. So whether we are the judgers or we are being judged, we have to see it for that.
Mhm.
We have to be able to just say, I feel bad because you're lacking love. You're far
Mhm.
away from love if you're judging me. And that really requires a huge, huge shift in our perception because sometimes we get so in our human and we don't want to feel judged and we don't want to feel attacked and we do want to be liked,
Mhm.
but that's not being true to who we truly are. And to be the healer and to be the coach and to be the light, really, it starts and ends with us feeling confident
Mhm.
with who we truly are.
Oh, I agree with that because when I got to my job talking about that, it was a meditation that actually guided me through all of that. It just popped up on my insight timer, and I was like, well, I guess this is the one I need to be doing right now. And it felt releasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sent that person lots of love afterwards. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was pissed. I was very hurt. I was very angry. It was set up as, hey, let's go get some coffee so we can get to know each other to how does your family feel about you? being this way. And
Yeah.
and in that moment, I was like, boom, shield up. Like I was done. Which,
Right.
by the way, people don't understand when they're like, well, I shield up. Well, that's exhausting too, because
It
you're
is.
doing that for a whole hour, protecting your energy.
Yeah.
So I had to release that all of it and just send her love and light. And I was like, this was just a huge misunderstanding, and we're just on different paths. But it took me to sit quietly to do a meditation to get to that point because I was very upset.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would be pissed too if I wasted an hour of just sitting there being judged and questioned into who I am. I think we all would. We all would feel attacked. We all would put a shield up. That's just what you do, you know? And really, you already worked through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the thing. And I don't think that you realize that. You went to the tools that work.
Mm-hmm.
You went, you got to work and you meditated.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the signs that the universe was sending you to help you work through that instance and you took it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when it comes down to it, when we do come out of the spiritual closet or the psychic closet or the broom, whatever we want to call it, I
So
mean,
many names.
there's
I
so
can't
many
keep
freaking
up.
names, but I think we have to accept, we all have to accept when we come out of that place of hiding that there is going to be judgment, whether we like it or not. But
Yeah.
we have to be confident within ourselves. We have to know that no matter what somebody throws at us, no matter what troll says something in the comments section, no matter what hurt person tries to throw at you, it's us. It's always been about us. We have to know that we're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I took time to work through that. I didn't rush through it. Like the old me would just be like, okay, let's just get through this and or do an avoidant behavior, like just do something and not focus on that. But I knew this was healing that had to happen and I couldn't rush through this.
Yeah.
And it was hard. I mean, it
Yeah.
was hard. It was hard. I cried to the meditation. I just released. It was, I mean, I felt better, but people in my community, they joke with me all the time, and I have clients, and that's what I had to remind myself. They they say things like the woo-woo therapist. I didn't call myself that, but they were calling me that. They're like, I just love it, and I had to sit there and think about past moments in my life, and I was like, but that's who I am, and I'm allowing one person to, I'm allowing it. Let me put it that way. I was allowing that disruption, but I think I needed to go through it. Like you said, I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head. I had to go through that and I had to let that go. And I had to recognize who I really am. But it was
Yeah.
hard. I mean, the physical sensation didn't go away right away. So, I mean, that took time.
Mm.
That did take time.
When it comes to, who you are, do you like to be liked?
Yeah. Um, because growing up, I was the difficult one. I was the risk taker, the difficult one, the um, always trying to fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
Hmm. And my mom even she's to this day, and I've had to correct her. She's like, I'm so worried about the job that you do because you just take home everything. You're just the most sensitive person I've ever known. I'm like, stop saying that. She's like, I wish you had another job. I love what you do, but you need something different. I'm like, please stop saying that because I do what I do because I'm sensitive.
Mm.
So it kind of, there's that stuff working through all of that too.
Yeah.
Just accept me for me. It's just who I am.
And here's the thing about being sensitive. We don't know any better. When you're an empath, we really don't. I don't think I would know what not being an empath feels like. It's all I know,
Hmm.
and it's just up to us to be able to discern and to ground and protect and to put up shields when we need to, put up shields, and also to just shine our light,
Hmm.
you know. But this is really, all of this is coming back to your childhood.
Hmm. Yeah.
The fear of rejection, the fear, being quote unquote too much and everything like that. And if you were to go back and if you were to I want you to close your eyes right now. And I want you to picture 7-year-old Kathleen. I'm feeling the number 7 turning 8, 7.5.
Mm.
And I want you to look at her. And I want you to go ahead and say what you need to say to her right now.
You are such a beautiful soul. You're fun and carefree, and don't ever let anyone tell you that that's too much. You are loving. You are very special, and you are meant to be here just the way you are. Ooh, Erica!
Something shifted within you. Your shoulders just like,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. That's when I was just I was just being me,
Yeah.
just being me.
Yeah. And anytime you feel judgment upon someone, anytime you feel uncomfortable, I I truly believe it really stems back to our childhood and the desire to be a part of something.
Yeah. I was always an explorer, always doing something outside. I loved nature
Hmm.
so much. Like I could be out all day long riding my bike in the woods, finding arrowheads. I was doing it all. Um, and I'm just having images pop up in my head, just barefoot because I hated wearing shoes. To this day, I don't like wearing shoes. Um, just being out there and with one of my friends, and we're just exploring, and I miss that.
When's the last
That's that
time you did something for your inner child?
when we went to the Outer Banks recently. Um, my husband and I rented bikes. I loved riding bikes, and when I was riding the bikes, I heard the Cyndi Lauper song in my head. Girls just want to have fun.
Mm, I love that.
I know. And then I found a quarter that had a duck on the back of it, and my husband was laughing at me because I was so excited because I found it in the dirt, and I was like, "Look at this!" And he was like, "Okay," but I was like, "But this is so cool. We're in Duck, Outer Banks, and I found a quarter with duck," and he was like, "You look like a little kid right now," and I just was so free. I didn't care. It was so and being by the ocean for me is where all that comes away. That just all that opens up. When I'm sitting on the beach in front of the ocean, it's like
Yeah.
it's a beautiful. I feel very, very open, very free, and laughing and dancing and being silly with my daughter. And I don't know. It was a week of just being who I am.
Yeah. The forest was created by God to help us ground, to bring us back down to earth. But the ocean was created to clear.
Mhm.
to become free, to release.
Yeah. And that's when I find myself the most freest is when we go away to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my husband even mentioned, he goes, "This is the Kathleen I just love." He says, "But I know we're going to get back. It's going to be that other, like the therapy Kathleen and back to clients." And he goes, "Can we just keep her with you? Can you bring her home?" I was like, "I'm
Well, why
trying."
don't you?
That's a good question. Why don't I?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest lessons when it comes to walking the spiritual path is balance. I don't think we're ever going to be, 100% balanced. But when you are able to balance therapy, Kathleen, with free falling Kathleen, free loving Kathleen, inner child Kathleen, and if you can bring both of them into who you truly are as a healer, could you imagine the type of space that you can create for others when you can incorporate both? So, and here's the thing, I think that you're doing it, you just don't even realize you're doing it. You told me yesterday that you took off for your birthday. Good fucking job, man. Like, seriously. But
No.
make sure that, you're doing something for your inner child, a couple times a week at
Mhm.
least. Or if not, just checking up on her when you go into your meditation. And you don't have to make it a big thing, but saying, I see you. I see you. I recognize you. And anytime you feel judgment from somebody else, anytime that you feel attacked or not in your power, not in your truth, check in with inner child Kathleen, because that's what it really is. Something for me personally is I I very much resonate with your story because I was a pain in the ass child. I was hard-headed, I was stubborn, and I was told time and time again that I was the difficult child, and having me was like having 5 kids. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and it it made me realize now that I've gotten myself out of the spiritual closet and I have this business and everything like that. Those traits of being the difficult one, the loud one, the stubborn one, whatever they wanted to call me, those traits are now my greatest assets.
Mhm.
Just like how you said that you were sensitive. That's what you were labeled, sensitive Kathleen and everything like that. Why don't we turn that around and have that be your best fucking asset? Because it is your best asset. It makes you the incredible therapist, it makes you the incredible healer.
I agree. I mean, when sitting down and thinking about, well, I'll say this, the where I work, the owner wanted me to do, she wants me to do more women stuff. And so I had to tap into that energy. And I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to be in it, right? Um, After all of that, because I had to sit in meditation before even saying yes to anything. And I was just like, oh, can I just take on more of this? Like, I was like, I don't know. But I am learning that that sensitive part of me is my strength. It's been a long fucking journey to come to that. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, like I wish I could be, judgment's always going to be there. That's the thing that fucking sucks. I wish everybody would just realize that it's a lack of love, that they're
Mhm.
just too far away from love. And but unfortunately, not everyone's going to see that. Not everyone's going to see that. It's not on their timeline, and that's okay, but it's on ours.
Mhm. And by you saying that, that's straight. I thought for the longest time I had to keep that out of a clinical space,
What?
the sensitive part of me. When you just said that, I was judging myself that I can't have that in that space. So by you just saying with the lack of love, I was not loving myself by rejecting that part of who I am.
What made you think that you couldn't bring your sensitivity into your creations, into your work?
I joked in grad school that I was like I'm gonna be a holistic social worker. And the teacher said, yeah, you better be careful of that. It's a good way to get a diagnosis.
Wow.
So the message was be careful with that holistic woo-woo stuff.
From one person.
Mm-hmm.
There's people, and here's just the thing, it's definitely scary coming from a clinical standpoint and then incorporating holistic and spirituality. But do you follow the holistic psychologist
No.
on Instagram? She was a clinical psychologist, and she ended up kind of leaving that behind. And, now I think she has over like 3 million followers, but she's really preaching what it is you want to preach. Healing your inner child, going within, loving people where they're at rather than trying to change people,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? And unfortunately, it's just, again, it really does suck that like people think that it's okay to like judge people. I can tell you fucking stories of how many times
Oh,
I've been judged. I've had people that I was really close with, and then when, that we would hang out, we were mom friends, we would go on mom's night out. When I came out to be a psychic medium, she looked me straight in the face and literally put the X sign and said, "Don't come near me. I'm not into that stuff. I'm not into that stuff." We have no control over how people react.
no. No,
But
I know. And I'll say this, where I'm at, um, gosh, I'm very lucky with all the women I work with, all the
yeah.
colleagues, because we all talk about it. We are all, we're always like spraying. We're like, oh no, it's a full moon, guys. Let's brace ourselves. Um, I'm very lucky to be in that space, to
Yeah.
be surrounded with other professionals that are they believe too, and they wholeheartedly support the journey that I'm on. So thank goodness I have that space to go to,
Yeah.
because I've been in other spaces where it wasn't that,
Yeah. And
But yeah, this is thank you for that insight about the holistic psychologist. Yeah, I am opening up more and more in that space. It's been hard. It's been very emotional.
yeah. Tell
This
me
whole
why it's
year,
been emotional.
it's felt like imposter syndrome, letting all those beliefs go, that it's okay to let people see who I really am, to show up who I really am.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not for everybody. I'm a direct person. I'm a direct person. I don't like BS. And when I see it in myself, I'm like, oh, you got to change. You got to look at some of your stuff too, Kathleen. So it's been a year of really going in and looking at all my stuff and also loving my stuff. And that's why it's been emotional too. Loving who I am, where I came from, the journey I've been on to get to today, this moment.
Yeah.
It's not all unicorns and fucking sunflowers and good God, no. I mean, can we just stop?
Yeah.
Can we just like, no, I tell people, I'm like, look, you're going to be mad at me when I'm asking you to do certain things because it's going to hurt. It's going to be emotional. And so that's why it's been emotional for me because it's been a lot of releasing of pain, a
Yeah.
lot of belief systems, a lot of imposter syndrome.
When we talk about imposter syndrome, what are the thoughts that come up for you?
Perfection.
Mm.
It's not perfect and it's not right.
Perfection doesn't exist.
Nope.
Not in psychic, not in mediumship, not in anything,
Nope.
and I've seen you do enough readings and I've seen you do great mediumship readings. I mean, truly, you're highly intuitive, but the problem is if you don't believe it, it's not gonna, you could be a very skilled medium, you could be a very skilled intuitive, but if you do not believe in yourself, it's not going to go that far.
Nope. And
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
this is your homework. I want you to go and grab a journal. Okay. And there you go. There you go.
Always by my side.
And I want you to get on a page and I want you to write accurate, non-accurate hits on the top. And then I want you to put a line in the middle and put accurate on the left and not accurate on the right. And what you're going to do from here until you go and you're able to look at those tallies, every time you get a psychic hit, every time someone says, yeah, like that's good. Like, wow, I can really resonate with that. I want you to write a tally. And I want you to just naturally let those tallies grow. But you also have to do the not accurate hits too. Trust me
Oh.
when I tell you, they're much less than the accurate hits.
Mhm.
You have to do this because writing it down is helping your brain with the confidence level. There's going to be one time that you're going to look down and you're going to be like, oh, fuck. There's no turning back now. I can claim
No.
this for myself because I see it with my own eyes.
I will start doing that because I have things happen when I'm with therapy clients, and I don't I don't always share because I think ethically, am I,
Mm.
I'm just always, I guess I'm like, and then I'm like, how do I? So then I've learned how to use it for a healing piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's not about me. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. So I'm going to start doing that because they'll go, oh my gosh, I don't even know how you understood that, but yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just,
You know?
so that's a good, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is just go and you walk over, you open up to the page and you just do a tally. And you continue to put those tallies until it's very powerful. It's really, and that's why visualization and, vision boards work so well
Mm, yeah.
because you're seeing it.
Mhm.
It's not just a thought that then turns into a logical, you try to rationalize the intuitive hit and everything like that. You're seeing it. You're seeing it firsthand. And little by little, because confidence is a skill. And that's what people
often forget. It's not something, some people are born with more confidence and that's great and everything like that, but it really is a skill. And we have to be able to build upon that skill. It's tiny steps here and there, tiny steps here and there. Just even for myself, it's, you start someplace and through time, you just become more confident in what you are doing.
Yeah. Yes, wholeheartedly. I think it's just now for me, just letting it all flow in and not be like, should I be doing
Yeah.
yeah. And connection with other people with this, that are positive and good intentions, um, like you and all the members inside of Intuitive Life Society. I mean, that um, that's been life changing. I'm just going to put that right out there.
Oh,
That's
thank
been,
you.
and I know you've seen it in me.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it.
Yeah.
But it has brought a lot of healing and for personal healing that I didn't recognize that I was needing.
Yeah.
And that has helped. And that has helped build confidence in certain areas of my life too. And the work it's a lot. As I said, it's been an emotional year because it's letting it all finally just flow out and be seen. And I think that test that happened a few weeks ago, boy, what a test that was.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard.
But I don't think you're not giving yourself enough credit because you passed the test.
I did. No, I did. I was so,
Yeah.
I think I was just shocked by it. I think that
Yeah.
human part of me was just like, here I was showing up as me, and that it shocked me. So I'm grateful for the reminder that this is just going to be what it's going to be. People are
Yeah.
going to be that way,
Yeah.
and it's not always me.
Mhm.
It's theirs. And I think something that you had said before, being an empath, and it's stuck with me. Um, Check if this is yours or if this is their energy, because you may be reacting to their energy and has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. And clearly, if someone has if someone's coming from that much of a place of fear, clearly there's a lot of energetic, emotional baggage that they're bringing along with it.
Mhm.
You know, it really, again, it just comes back to lack of love. And it's, you could feel judged and everything like that. But I always say, because we do, you'll feel attacked, you'll feel uncomfortable. But then we have to let that simmer, like let it simmer. And then we have to bring ourselves back to be like, I actually feel bad for you.
Mhm. I did come to that place, and I haven't openly shared, but a week after that, 1 week after that happened, I had an open conversation with my mom about it. Open conversation. Um, and we were open about it, and she validated a lot of things that I was going through as a kid and knowing things. And she said, I just knew out of everyone in the family you had something I didn't understand it. And she said, I'm so sorry. And it brought tears to me. It's going to bring tears to me again. Wait a minute.
Oh,
um
that's so nice though.
that she saw me. And she said, just try to protect you, Kathleen, because I didn't want anyone to hurt you. She says, but you always been this way your whole life. And I didn't know why. I didn't understand it. I just knew you were my, I'm just going to say it because she's going to think it's funny. She called me Boogala. I don't know why she called me that.
No.
I don't, she's like, but I'm so proud of you, Boogala. I'm so proud of you. And you are a healer, and I don't want you hiding anymore. She said, that person was not coming from a loving place. She says, but as your mother, I'm just a mom and I just want the best for you and I want no one hurting you. She said, I can't stand that if someone hurts my child. She said, and that's why I guess I was telling you to not be saying things when, things would happen after I would already say something. I didn't know what I was saying, but, things would happen. Um, so I was just trying to protect you.
Yeah.
It took me a whole week to have an honest conversation with her to tell her what I've been doing and for the past year.
But you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time. It takes time. And, as far as your mom is concerned, that's all a good mom wants, is just to protect their kids, to make sure their kids are safe and loved and fed and good people. So, her trying to hide it for you, the intentions were good, and clearly it sucks, but there is still fear when it comes to this work. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm hoping it gets better. I really do. But like you said, you're in a very lucky circumstance with where you work and the women that you're surrounded by and ILS and everything like that. And it's a beautiful example because you go and this is why I had to create ILS, is because it's not just enhancing your psychic skills and mediumship. You think that it's just about that. You think that it's just about strengthening your clairvoyance. And no, because there's doors that are going to open that you have locked shut for years, and you need a place to heal. You need a place to have support. It's not just about spiritual, it's about personal too.
And that's what it's been. I mean,
Yeah.
we joke now, but
No.
letting my scorpion shell off took a long time.
Yeah.
Took a long time. You can vouch for that.
Yeah. But listen, again, what I've seen from, it took me a while. It took me 14 months, and I didn't have a community. I didn't have a support system. It took me 14 months of working with a mentor, of going to psychic development circles 45 minutes away, because through the whole time, I was dealing with imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I was dealing with not wanting to surrender. It's not just about going and doing it just to, say that you talk to dead people or everything like that. It's you are tossed into the wolves.
Yes,
There
that's
are
a
so
good
many,
example.
yeah, you are literally, because you have to deal with so much human shit first off before you can get to a place of like, yeah, this is who I am. This is who I am. Take it or leave it,
And support. I think that what you have created is so beautiful, and I'm grateful for it. I know we were meant to be in a community. I knew it when I got in there. I was just like, okay. It took me a long time to just show up as me, but when I did, you all were there through the tears, through the seeing what was really coming up for me and the breath work, and I can go on, but
yeah,
I needed that. And there's so many people that need that. And I hope whoever listens to this relates to what we've been talking about today. And community is important. You have to have support because there's people out there that are just going to try to tell you all the things that you're doing wrong. And you need a community like, no, they're going to judge because they're not they're in a different place than you are. They're not,
right.
That's not coming from love. And that's what I've learned this past year being part of ILS. I mean, it is not just spiritual development. You got to get out of your own freaking way first. And
Yeah.
that
That's the
was
hardest
hard.
part.
I was
part.
like, no.
Yeah. Right? It is. It's the hardest
Yeah.
part. The hardest part is getting out of your own way.
Mhm.
And it doesn't happen overnight. And, even now I can even say that sometimes I'm like, Erica, just sit down. Like Felicia, my ego's name, sit down, you know, we're all healing. We're all learning. We're all growing. And I think that's why in the Intuitive Life Society works and it's so supportive because you worked through all this by yourself. You know, I've been working through stuff by myself. Other
Yeah.
members have been working through stuff by themselves. But it's just the remembering that other people are on the same path. That's, I feel, the biggest support.
That's what I see because
Yeah.
the healing happens with yourself.
Yeah.
It happens with your behind closed doors, no one seeing when you're just in a ball
Yeah.
crying
Yeah.
on the floor. And your husband's like, are you okay? I'll be
Yeah.
fine. Just give me a minute. Um, and then
Right.
you go in the community and then you hear other people talking about what they've been going through.
Yeah.
And what's so beautiful is that we all are there just to support each person going through their healing. And
Yeah.
that's what it's been for me, that community of support. When I had my moments or when other members were having their moments, I mean, we do some crying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's
We
some
get
fucking
real.
tears, man.
But it's
Yeah.
great what you've done. And I want to say thank you too for coming on and offering this to all of us in the membership to do this mentoring. That just one, it was weird that it happened, the timing when I just happened to just see that you popped up and I was like, oh, what'd she say? And then I was like,
No.
okay, universe, really? Okay, okay.
Yep.
So thank you for that. This has been very helpful. You've given me some great insight and a reminder that judgment does not come from love.
Yeah.
And this is a
Yeah.
journey.
It is. And again, you didn't give yourself enough credit. You really didn't because you went back to the basics. It happened. She was judgmental. You went, you meditated, you forgave her. Intuitively, that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. All
Yeah,
right. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for coming on. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and showing up because, again, you don't know who needed to hear this. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.